Welcome to the 840 Extension course, chapters 1 through 5. This is what you've been working toward throughout your doctoral journey. This extension term gives you an additional opportunity and additional time you need to bring all your chapters together into a cohesive, doctoral-worthy document. If you're in this extension course, this term is your opportunity to ensure that your final paper truly represents the best scholarship and makes the contribution to the field that you intended. Completing a doctoral paper is a marathon, not a sprint. You've already run most of the race, so now it's time to finish strong. This final extension course exists because integrating all 5 chapters into a coherent whole takes time. Chapter 5, your discussion, implications, and conclusions, requires deep synthesis. Final revisions across the entire document will need careful attention, and you have to ensure consistency, polish, and scholarly quality throughout. Many successful EDD graduates have used this final extension term, and what distinguishes those who succeed from those who struggle is that they use the time purposely. They submit on time, and they take revisions seriously. Your strategy for success in this course is to work backward from the deadlines. If the deadline is in 4 weeks, when do you need to finish your draft to have time for proofreading? When do you need to finish chapter 5 to have time for integrating all chapters? Build in buffer time. Technology fails, life happens, and writing can take longer than we estimate. Add extra time to your personal deadlines. Don't wait for perfection. Submit your best work by the deadline, because holding back to make it just a little better and then missing a deadline is far worse than submitting good work on time. Communicate proactively. If you're struggling, reach out to your instructor early, not the day before the deadline. For this extension course, you are working on Chapter 5, your discussion, implications, and conclusions. These must synthesize your findings meaningfully, connect to your research questions, offer practical implications for educational leaders, acknowledge limitations honestly, and suggest compelling directions for future research. Ensure all chapters work together seamlessly, telling one coherent story from problem identification through conclusions. This is full document alignment. Your paper should be formatted correctly, written clearly, and edited carefully throughout. At this stage, the time between submissions is perhaps the most valuable time of your entire doctoral program, and here's why. Chapter 5 requires synthesis and distance. Your discussion and conclusions chapter asks you to interpret your findings in light of your literature review, explain what your findings mean for educational practice and policy, connect your work to the broader field, acknowledge your limitations honestly, and suggest directions for future research. This kind of big picture thinking is nearly impossible to do well when you're buried in the details. After submitting a draft and receiving feedback, time away from the document helps you see the forest instead of just the trees, understand the true significance of your findings, articulate implications more clearly, and write conclusions that resonate beyond your specific study. Integration across chapters needs fresh eyes. You have to ensure that your Chapter 5 discussion truly reflects your Chapter 4 findings, that your conclusions connect back to your Chapter 1 problem statement. Your entire paper has to tell a coherent story from problem to solution, and there are no contradictions or inconsistencies that are happening between chapters. So after submitting and receiving feedback about integration issues, taking time before revising will really allow you to read your paper as a reader would, straight through, looking for flow, consistency, and coherence. Feedback on your complete paper is comprehensive. Your committee is now reviewing everything, not just one chapter, but how all the parts work together. Their feedback might ask you to revise earlier chapters based on how your study actually unfolded, strengthen connections between chapters, remove redundancy while also ensuring completeness, and adjust your tone or clarity throughout. This kind of holistic revision requires time to implement thoughtfully. Rushing through it might result in a patchwork paper rather than a unified document. Final polishing cannot be rushed. After you've addressed all substantive feedback, you will need time for careful proofreading, multiple times over multiple days, formatting consistency throughout, reference list accuracy and completeness, table and figure placement and formatting, and one final read through for clarity and flow. Your mental state matters for final revision. You've been working on this for a long time, and if you're exhausted, stressed, and rushing, you won't produce your best work. Time between submission and revision allows you to rest and recover from the intensity of drafting, to return to your paper with a renewed energy, to feel proud of what you're submitting rather than just relieved it's done, and to do the final revision work with the care your scholarship deserves. You've come so far and learned much. This extension course is your opportunity to finish strong. Take the time between submissions to revise thoughtfully, not hastily. Give yourself space to see your work clearly and to polish it to the level of scholarship you're capable of producing. Make this worth something you're truly proud of. Have a great term.